A mouse that's shaped like a pencil? Meet the Penclic. Hi, Dave Taylor here, and this time I'm looking at the Penclic R3 Wireless Mouse. That's this guy, and you're looking at that and thinking, it doesn't look a whole lot like a mouse. And you're right, it's a different sort of ergonomic design, and it's really pretty interesting. So on the bottom there's actually optical sensors, so I can do this and that gets me my regular mouse functions, but I can also use this so that I can angle it so that it actually has the least pain. If you have any repetitive stress or RSI or anything like that going on, then you know a regular mouse with that sort of funny hand angle, it even hurts just for me to do this gesture. But if you're doing that for hours a day, that can be pretty painful, and I've watched people in tears, really debilitated from that sort of stuff. So the idea of this is it's like holding a pencil. So you just hold it and you move it around, and I can see on my screen that I have a cursor moving around. Now, it's Mac and PC friendly because it works with this little guy. This is what's called a dongle. This is just a little gizmo that you plug into your USB port, which, yes, means if you're on a USB-C connection on one of the very latest generation of laptops, you'll need an adapter. I have not heard from them whether or not they're going to come out with a USB-C dongle. My guess is that probably is pretty far down the road with their product plan, but you never know. And this also has 3 buttons. So here's a close-up, but the idea is there's sort of a left and right button, and then the middle is the scroll wheel. And here's the downside. The downside is that the left and right buttons on a Macintosh at least aren't programmable because there's no software included. Now, when I've worked with things like Kensington mice, it comes with software and you can assign different buttons to different functions, which I really like. That's when you really get a lot of effort savings and a lot of benefit. But this guy, not so much. So on a Macintosh at least, it's really the scroll wheel that you can push in, and that gives you your primary button functionality, to the point where if I want to pull up a context menu or a sort of a left click menu, I have to hold down the, let's see which button I hold down. Hold down the control button while I'm clicking on the left button on the mouse, on the Penclic mouse, and that gets me the context menu. Now again, this is something I want to be able to program. I want to be able to tell my Mac, if I'm using this particular mouse, that the left click is like a control click, the right click maybe is a shift click or a click and hold, and then the scroll wheel click is a regular mouse click. On a PC, you have more flexibility because PCs are designed for 3-button mice. So, you know, it's going to be a different experience on the PC. And I will say this, it is pretty interesting. What I find particularly interesting is that my tendency is actually to have it upside down so that it's my forefinger that's on the scroll wheel. But if I do this, guess what's happening on the screen? It's operating exactly the opposite to how I want it on the mouse. So I have to actually turn it around and have the scroll wheel under, at least the way I hold it, under my second finger. So that's worth knowing too. Now, this operates on a single AAA rechargeable battery. When you charge it, it runs for about a month. On the bottom, as you can see here, there's an on and off switch, and there's also actually a sensitivity switch, and this thing can go from 800 to 1600 DPI. And if you have a mouse and you actually know this technology, you know that having the higher resolution isn't necessarily better. So I would encourage you to experiment with different settings to see how it goes. And that is the Penclic Ergonomic Wireless R3 mouse from Penclic. Now, it's $89.99 at penclic.se, but if you go to Amazon.com, you can pick it up for $79.99. So either way, if you're having issues with your mouse, with your trackpad, with your trackball, then this is a really interesting design, and it's really something that might work really great for you. I just wish they had put a little more effort into the Macintosh software. But again, that might be no big deal to you. So, this is Dave Taylor, and wait, before you go, if you could click on the subscribe button, that would be fabulous. Thank you very much, and I will catch you in my next video.